Well, I am making a video on how do I do it. And basically that's answering some viewers that have asked me, what kind of gear do you use to make videos? What are your camera setups like? And that type of thing. Now, let me say I am not an expert by any means. I do have a passion and I enjoy this quite a bit. I love photography and I love making videos, and I'm happy to share what I do. I'm right now getting ready to make a video on gear mods, and I thought this would be a good time just to take a quick peek at behind the scenes how I have this set up. Okay, well, behind me you'll see that I'm set up to make a video for gear modification. We're going to be using that equipment right there to do some modification to a couple of pieces of my gear. But you'll see that I'm using a tripod and I'm using my iPhone. You'll see some cables coming out of the iPhone. One of them on the top is going to a battery pack down below to keep the iPhone powered up, and the other one near the bottom is going out to a microphone. And I think if you've got the capability to put a microphone on, it just gives you a little better audio, and your viewers are going to certainly appreciate that audio quality, and it will make your videos better. Tripod, of course, helps quite a bit so you don't get the movement, and you don't want that camera to power down right when you're finishing up a video, so that's why I power it with the battery. So let's take a look. Okay, well, right down here you'll see a battery pack, and that is a dual port USB going to a cable up to my iPhone and going into the lightning adapter right there. And then you'll see a adapter that's made for the iPhone that splits out from the earphone jack, splits out headphones and microphone. And you kind of need that if you're going to run a lavalier mic, and that's what this little device is right here. That's a lavalier mic, and it is hooked up to a extension, if you will, that goes from the microphone port out to the extension, and then the lav will run down to the table right down there where I'm going to be sitting. I've got a little clamp that holds my iPhone on my tripod, and of course a tripod is very helpful to decrease that movement. Now I'm set up in the background there to make a video on gear modification. Click up here and you'll be able to see that video. Right now you're seeing the behind the scenes of how I set that up. Now over here you'll see some AMP3 gear that I'm in the process of working on. You'll never see that in the frame, and you won't even know that that's there. But that brings up a point of when you're looking at your frame, take a look at what's in there and make sure there's nothing distracting. Now, I am using a black sheet on the table, and that is to decrease reflection from the window that is on the sides and in the back. And a black sheet is very inexpensive and a nice thing to add to your kit. Now, here's one more little tip for you. I use the auto focus lock so that I'm focused on that chair and I don't need to worry about the focus. Now the other thing I do is you'll see that little sun right there, and if you slide your finger up and down on the screen in that direction, you can adjust the exposure to your liking. Okay, where's the best place to position your lav mic? Well, it's right in the center of your chest. You don't want to put it up on your collar or off to the side, because if you turn your head while you're talking, you will get variations in the audio recording. So you really want to put it right dead center, and also where it's not going to be in the way to rub up against clothing items and make background noise. So right in the center there, and you're good to go. Let's make a video.